Hey guys, this is Apostle Ely. We are about to do our interview with Shadow of Wolves, priestess. We are excited. We're also going live on there. You guys won't be able to see her, but we will be able to hear the interview as everyone begins to chime back in. We're just excited about being with her and giving an opportunity for us to have this talk. And as those that are being chimed in, yes, this technology thing. Again, a chance. Different ones will be coming in. There they go.
She got to go live.
All right. Hello, how you doing? On the Rise movement, yes. We're interviewing Shadow of Wolves here on YouTube. We're waiting for her to come back in. This is exciting for us. Thank you for joining us today. Thank you. All righty. Hey, Brother Johnny, Sister Monique. My Cancer, then we got my Gemini. Hello, guys, as they chime in. Hey, Ava, how you doing? Oh yeah, we waiting on you. We're waiting on you. She's actually logged as well. We waiting. Shadow Wolf. She's also in here on my YouTube channel. There she is. Okay, she joined. She make sure you have to go live. Go live. Go live. Shadow of Wolves. Go live. She said, I'm here. Go, Shadow of Wolf, go live on your TikTok account. Let me type this to her. Y'all bear with us. All right, there we go. We're excited about having her, the Ephah priestess. I keep trying to tell you, just because we spiritual don't mean, there she is right here. I just seen her. Suggested host to invite. No, it'll be at the top. Her last numbers are 777. Y'all bear with us. Live on tip. Oh yeah. We just did this. Hey, Susan. As we get ready for her, thank you guys for joining us. For this is going to be a really exciting thing. I got my questions, I got my books, I got my study guide. As she get ready to come in, she has I don't know what about being spiritual. A lot of times we be so spiritual, but when it comes to this technology, we are just not.
She's not live. Tell her to go live.
Come in, she has I don't know what about being spiritual. A lot of times we be so spiritual, but when it comes to this technology, we are just not.
She's not live. Tell her to go live.
Huh?
She's not live. Tell her to go live.
I think she's in there. I'm here, but I believe I will. There she is right here. We need you to go live on your own TikTok account. And then I'm going to pull you in. Just, yeah, go live on Shadow Wolf, go live on your own TikTok account. And then I'm going to pull you in my live. Yeah. Thank you guys for being so patient with us. It's going to be worthwhile the wait. Susan, Ava. Once you go live, we'll be able to pull you up. Go live on your own TikTok account. Yes. We're excited about this. I guess we're too excited. There she is right here. There she is. All right. All right.
Good morning. Okay.
Oh, we did it. The Sagittarius.
Oh,
Oh
goodness.
my God.
Finally, yeah,
Hey,
technology.
guys.
Oh. All
This
right.
was
So you can.
trust me, this is gonna be so much work. She's live
Yeah.
with us today. Now listen, let me tell you guys, my name is Apostle Ely. I'm the pastor and apostle of Apostolic of Jesus Christ Incorporated. My beliefs are deeply rooted in African tradition. I have my sister, I have the queen, I have the high priestess of Ifa. I'm excited about her practice. We did talk on the phone. Both of us be struggling with this technology. Y'all, if you work with any of us, to take with love. You know, y'all know how we do. I want you guys to welcome her to our live Shadow of Wolves, this Aquarius. We want this Aquarian age, this energy to be operating. Yes, I want y'all to give her a good shout out of love. Thank you for joining us. Those that are in my YouTube land, we will have her here and we're going to be asking questions. If you guys have any questions for the priestess, the queen, my sister, my love, go ahead and ask your questions. I want you guys to be respectable. I want you guys to, if you don't understand something, hey, ask questions, and if we can answer those questions, we're more than welcome. But first of all, priestess, I love you. I love the work that you do. I've been watching your videos quite some time, and we collaborated and we decided that. Yes. And thank you so much. I want to say this. I thank you for inviting me to your party for next Saturday. I take that as a great honor. I don't accept most invitations, but I know you are true to your practice. I honor what you do. I want you to know that we just appreciate you doing this live with us. And I
thank you.
Like what is it? What is the love of your practice? What drew you to Ifa in particular?
Let me tell you, and originally spiritualism within my family is what drew me. My mother was a very spiritual woman. She believed in working with her roots and her herbs. And slowly but surely, she geared towards Santeria. We used to go to the boutique and, different items after she did a consultation. And she of herself was also a reader when she was very young in Guyana. She used to read palms. She moved on, to Trinidad, reading palms and everything. This is what geared me, is actually the spiritualism, because it was Ifa. Many times on my journey when I first started, Ifa, Maferefuna Rumila, Ifa saved me in many, many situations. So when it came time for me to go across sea to get crowns, it was a Baba, it was a ruler that made that decision along with my guardian spirits. So it's all a conglomeration of one. We started our spiritualism with our ancestors, then our spirit guides, then we moved up towards our guardian angel in Orisha, or some people in Mambo. I'm starting to turn this down a little bit. Everybody has a different road, has power within. Nobody is better than anyone else.
Right.
We'll just have a different
Right.
role. But what is admirable is that it was Ifa that pulled my guardian angel and really, really made me more close to Orisha faith.
I want to say this, because we talked about this a little bit. I told you I think you're such an excellent example of what people don't understand. It's not a decision you got up one morning and decide to be a Ifa, get into Ifa or practice. It was something bloodline. It's something that was called out. These, because even in the Christian church, they say many are called, few are chosen. So that concept is really universal. It is not a practice that you got into because, one day you say, you know what? I want to get into Ifa. It's actually a spiritual calling, and you answered that calling when it came. And that you yourself, it's a bloodline thing, just like myself. My practice is a bloodline thing. And what I love about, like when you talk about it was something that you was not unfamiliar, your mother practice. Your Thank you. Yeah. Thank you. What could you share? Why it is important that you be called into something and not that they just get involved because they get inspired, or people get involved in something because they're excited or they admire what you're doing. Why is it so very important that it is something?
Your phone is breaking up a little bit. Your phone is breaking up on my. No. Okay. I can hear it's going choppy a little bit. Technology it is probably, so yeah.
It's okay. We're gonna get through this because this is important. The whole purpose of discussing this is I want you to explain to them why it is so important not to get involved in something unless it is actually a calling. Because yourself, the amount of responsibility that you have as being an Ifa priestess and the amount of money, the time, the energy. And like you were saying, you were doing a cleansing, a deep cleansing, and how the amount of money and energy when you have to clean yourself after doing that particular working. Like I really want them to understand that I know that now we're doing this and this is kind of what everybody sees, but behind the scene, there's a lot of work that goes on when you're dealing with different people. Could you share some of that?
Yes. Us as priestess, as high spiritual practitioners, as yourself, once we decide to save someone, whether it be in spiritualism, Orisha, whatever we are most profound in doing, okay, we have to take care of that person. We're fighting demons. We're fighting a battle to save that person. And the dark spirits that are negative don't want us to save these people. So they come and attack us. The lower energies come after us. So we can't just say, oh, all right, let's invent, let me see, I looked on YouTube and I found this spell. It doesn't go like that. We have to channel deep within the person's soul. We have to look and see what's going on in their spiritual court. And it takes like a full assessment. It's almost the same thing. A psychologist, a psychiatrist, a shaman, we're all one. So after we detect the particular problem, everybody got 5 fingers, right? But there's a finger so different. So each problem or each thing that we're dealing with and saving someone is different. So once we come up with the solution to save that person, the person also has to believe in their spirit guides. They also have to believe in the power of God. Then now come together what needs to be done, and we clean that person and we pray over that person, we do ceremonies with that person, whatever is needed. But guess what? Now we become almost like an empty vessel because we're giving our day. We're giving even to something as simple as for an Orisha priestess to stand in front of a Chosi and to pray over somebody's ori, over their head, to do a rogation. The next day I'm like, because I'm giving my health, just like you, when you're praying over somebody and you're cleaning them, you're giving your health. So in the end, we have to turn around and now we have to look for a remedy for ourselves. We have the materials, whether it be certain sacrifices that have to be made. We have to get certain perfumes, certain plants to clean ourselves because those spirits they're going to come after us. So it's like, it's like a battle, but it's not just a battle with those spirits of the person, but it's other spirits that were either sent by, someone who in lower energy magic, necromancy or whatever. So
Right.
our code is we're soldiers, we're armies of Alofi Olodumare, of God,
Right.
of Yeshua, of the higher self, of the God Almighty. So oftentimes we run into these problems here when it comes to helping people. They don't know what's behind the scenes, like what we spoke about. Well, we got to do the aftermath. It's like, okay, the show is beautiful, but now we got to clean up the stage and we got to put all the props. Not just like
tear it down, redo everything. Yeah.
Yes, it's a lot of work.
I also want you to discuss because I've said this oftentimes that people get upset with me when I tell people they're not ready for something or what have you. And could you explain how much time you spend studying, preparation for ceremony? Like they think that we just jump up and prepare a candle. We just jump up and do a work. Like there's preparation to the preparation.
Yes.
When, like you're saying, when you go through those ceremonies, what happens to your body after you go through that? And people going on about their business, not realizing that energy exchange has happened.
Yes.
They're like, oh, I feel so much better. I feel so much, go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, it's true. I love what you're saying because it's true. You truly understand what it's like. It's like, okay, after you've done everything, your body, like it breaks down. It's like you almost did like a rigorous workout. And the next day, because you're giving all of your blessings, because people look at it like, okay, they say, this is apostle, this is shadow of wolves. Okay, they're going to light a candle. They're going to do magic. No, but we have spirit guides that walk with us that are helping. And those spirit guides have to be prayed upon. They have to be called. They have to be asked for help because we are nothing. Like I tell everybody, I'm nothing without my spirits. I'm nothing without my guardian angels. They're the ones that give us the strength. So we have to take care of our spirits.
And the protection.
We have to take care of them. So when we're helping someone, it's also important. And with all due respect, they have to appreciate us. They have to say, something, I really appreciate what you're doing, because when they say, oh, you gave me a reading and you said this and that. Well, I didn't give you a reading. My spirits gave you a reading. Whether they're happy or whether they're concerned.
Wow.
Yes, because we don't speak.
I want to interject right there because that is powerful what you just said. Because most people think that now, and I know why they think that, because there's a lot of people out there not real, so they are giving. But when we're channeling spirit, that is not me talking. A lot of people get so upset with me. They are like, I don't want created the reading. I did not create the reading.
No.
I was a channel. I was a vessel. I was a medium.
Yes.
A channel. Explain that part, why that's so important to understand that it's not shadow of wolves that is actually communicating with you. It's spirit.
It is all spirit, because those are the spirits that got us to where we are. Just like our clients or godchildren or customers, however we want to refer to as, when it comes to godchildren, they receive in ceremony, but it's their spirits that brought them to our spirits for help. First, so we can learn something from them too. I'm not saying that any of us are better than anyone else, but it's a spirits combining, because if it wasn't for other people's spirits that have saved me in my past, where would I be? Because it's not just, oh, this is Padrino, okay. No, this is Apostle. He walks with spirits. He walks with spirits that are seen and unseen, that are doing the work to save the people that come to him, because they come for a reason. Whether they appreciate, because some don't, I'm sorry, and whether they do, at least you did your best with the best ethical integrity, and your spirits did the best. So when we do things, sometimes they're like, oh, I forgot what you told me. No, not me. I don't even remember. Like, I become a real lawyer. I have old lady. She's like, what did you tell me? I don't remember, because I really don't. I don't remember. Some of the stuff we don't remember, because even if we don't look like we're possessed, our spirits talk through us. And that is something that is developed within a high level of prayer. It has nothing to do with material things like this
Right.
or this. This is within the soul of ourselves. It is
Right.
developed, and our spirits start to talk to us. I
I
hope I'm
love
not.
that. I think
I,
that I told you were gonna be good at it. I told you were gonna be
I
good.
don't know.
Because she is not only just a priestess, like she loves her practice, she loves her relationship with her godchildren.
I do.
She also like your and you can and as a
Mhm.
spiritualist, how your personal life, how you conduct yourself is so important when it comes to your spiritual life.
Check.
Could you because a lot of times people think that they can live a reckless personal life and
Um,
then think that that does not affect their spiritual life.
yes.
Could you shed some light on that?
There's a message that just came to me, and thank you for the roses. Soul Sunshine, she's a sweetheart. She's a shaman. She's on here. Oh my God, I love
All
her.
right.
Oh my.
Hello, how y'all doing? Thank
Oh,
you
I
for
got
joining us.
chills. Let me tell you something. Something just came to me. It's very interesting as you were talking. Do you remember when Yeshua was tempted by the devil? He was tempted by
Right.
Satan. And he could have easily been reckless. He could have said, oh, you know what? Let me step in this lane and let me have a couple of drinks or let me do whatever and not believe in God anymore. The same thing. We do and can end up falling reckless behaviors. But you know what? When you have power with your spirits, you won't, they won't let you fall. Stay on your
Right.
path. Many times people want to say, okay, let me dabble in the reckless life and let me go driving and drinking or go clubbing and partying. But either you're on one side or the other. We all slip up.
Right.
But as we get older and we're leaders, we can't. Like if somebody says to me, oh, let's go to a club, I'm not going. What for? This is my club right here. This is my club. My
Yeah.
homeboy. These are my people. You know, this is my club. I
This
can't
real
be,
talk, y'all. This real talk. This real talk.
yeah, I can't be the same person I was and go drinking or doing crazy stuff. Not only because I'm older and more mature, but I had to walk that road as a kid and see life. But now, in looking at it, the only way that you can help others and help yourself is to become righteous. Yes, we do get tested. Egoons and witchcraft tries to come through the door in that way, where people want to
Right.
throw stuff. But if you stay in your line of spiritualism, you fall, but don't fall on your own physical accord to being reckless. Fall because you know what, you learned something from that bad spirit. Because where God builds a temple, the devil builds a chapel. So you always have to have your eyes open spiritually. And as leaders, this is what we do. This is our club. This is my fun for tonight. It's my party. Having you on the line.
Yes, yes.
It is my
Okay,
party.
let me ask you
You know?
this well, because I think because this is like this.
Oh, I love her.
Would you share with them how much of your life is really not your life? Like you get up and choose how you're gonna live there.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
You can
like
hear me,
they
right?
don't. Huh?
You can hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you really clear.
Okay.
I was saying how much of your actual life that you don't live your life because people don't realize once you serve spirit, you don't do what you want to do with your time and energy. They don't realize that you're not making decisions for yourself, that you're literally as you get up. Like I literally went to a family reunion. Normally I would omit that, but I was told to go. And I got some information that I needed for ancestral work. You see what I'm saying? But
Right.
I got up, I got dressed. They were shocked that I showed up because normally I'll say, I won't go. But this particular time, I was told, get up, get ready, and go. And when I got there, I realized at that moment why I was there. But I just want you to really clarify them how much of your time that is not going towards what you want to do, you're actually doing what you are instructed. How much following instruction plays a part in your spiritual practice.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for that question too, because our spiritual practice has a guideline. There are things that can easily paint us, and there's things that could bring us down. So we have to stay on the path and listen to our spirit guides, because when we don't listen, then everything becomes destructive. So it is important if you say to yourself, okay, I'm going to pray every morning. I'm going to clean myself with a little Florida water, rub it here, clean myself and take care of my egos, my spirits, then you will not fail. There will be things. I mean, the devil is everywhere, right? They fly through the windows and
Right.
stuff. But if you stay on top of your spiritual circle, like we have our own spiritual circle of spiritual people that we know, like I have you, Soul Sunshine, she is here. Sign Sister Bruno Lewis showed up.
Hey, how you doing?
All of the so when we venerate within ourselves and we have our circle of our spiritual people, we all grow that way, you know, because there is a terminology that the indigenous people use where you have a bundle of sticks, right? It's hard to
Right.
break sticks if they're all together in one
Yeah, I
bundle.
remember that one. Yeah.
This is why the unity is important, but we must stay on that path of spiritualism because this is all flesh. Within us is our soul and our spirits that guide us.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
When I try to teach people in a sense of it doesn't matter what I call traditions like vehicles, right? You know, whatever tradition you get involved in, that's your vehicle. But how you get to your destination, how you drive it. So it matters how you understanding the protocols that come along with that particular tradition. How important do you think that you understanding your tradition played a part in how successful you have become? Just really knowing your tradition.
In my tradition of Orisha faith and spiritualism, once I learned to follow, I have what we can, it's called an Ita, a life reading, right? So for example, that Ita is in binary codes. It's not to say, oh, you can't do this and you can't do that. It's for you to live your life pure and to live your life to the peace. So when we follow that tradition and we don't break the practices on how things are normally done, it's not us. We don't need to impress. We need to impress our spirit guides, God Almighty.
Right.
Because I could be sitting in a store, right? And it could be stacks of money in the knowing my guardian angel is the Ache Lu, is the police in Yoruba. I'm like, oh, I did this and let me, because he's right there.
Yeah.
Not that, it's just within your heart and your soul of wanting to do things right. Because in this life, we have to elevate to the next. So tradition, breaking tradition and not inventing things is the right way. Because if not, it's like, you know, your chakras, right? They build. But if I invent a new chakra, I just put it there, it's going to fall. It doesn't fit in place.
Right.
Everything has to fit in place the way it normally is supposed to. Yeah?
Yeah, that's excellent. Think about another thing that I would and I know you've gone through this yourself and why divination is so important, right? People trying to lie to the spirit. Why is that a no matter what? Like coming in thinking they're going to deceive the spirit and make, you know, you're going to tell some sweet lie or like I've personally been used like this, but I've also been in ceremonies where people got completely uncovered and the end results was not pretty. You know, why is being truthful so what do you think that you could tell people? Why is it important not to lie to the spirit, not to be a person, a deceiver?
Let me tell you something. The spirit, this is not coming from me. Whenever I give you the answer, the spirit is pure. So like you have, this is pure, right?
Right.
And if I turn around and I drop red or black paint on it, is it the same? No, it taints everything. So when we lie, the spirit automatically know it changes the color, it changes the transformation to what it's supposed to be. And then eventually, it's all a lie, one little lie. When you're doing a divination, no matter what it is, we have to tell the truth. And if we don't know, we don't know. God knows.
Right.
We have to always be truthful and honorable and ethical to the best of our ability of what we know. So if a client is, it's going to throw off the divination, number one, because just like somebody may tell you, hey, Apostle, I want you to do me a reading. And guess what? I trust you. Well, you have to trust them too. because they have to trust. You understand? The trust is reciprocal.
Right.
So
It's both ways. It's a mutual trust.
Then why do you want a divination? Because it's not going to work. You have to be 100% honest, just like we have to be 100% honest. So do our children, our godchildren, our clients, and whoever. It has to be in a purity of work. This is why prayer is so important. Before I do any divination, when I read my cards, man, I'm not reading them prayer, because I'm nobody without God. We're nobody without the Almighty, or whatever is the highest self. Jehovah, Allah, Yeshua. It's all one.
Whatever you call him. Yes. I
don't just start reading. I have to pray first, because the truth has to come here. From our mouth is our ache. Our tongue is our blessing. It's the obata given to us. And the obata is what brings in life, but also brings in death. So that's why we're very, very careful on how we deal with people and how we help people. You understand? We're spiritual doctors.
I love that. I told you were going to be so good at this. I think, like, because a lot of times, because you have humanity, you love everybody too. But a lot of times I tell people, like, when you go somewhere and you're trying to get some help, you got to acknowledge the truth. And then if you want to be a part of something, that's why the rules and the regulations are important, and they're there to protect you, you know. And I want to ask you this. Sometimes people come into practice looking for power. They to see the power in people. What kind of wisdom could you share with them why that is not the right mindset to come in thinking that you're going to control spirit? You're going to make, people like, oh, I'm going to learn how to do magic and I'm going to make this man or woman fall on my hurtful. They don't understand that the laws of cause and effect, like, you're a vessel. You don't have control over that power. That power is something that channels you. Because I think people's mindset when it comes to African tradition is misinformed.
Yes.
And they give these traditions very bad names, not because they have bad character. So what could you share with them why good character, like, if you don't have good character, you're going to attract spirits that have bad character. It's really that simple. It really is.
That's right. You know something? When somebody gets into a tradition just for power, that's not of God. That's not within our self of why we were created. Because what I remember, Rumpelstiltskin, I'll never forget this.
Oh, that's a yes.
Yeah, I love it. He says, evil is not born, evil is made. So when we go say, okay, I want to get crowns or chun so I can have power, I want to be a Hugan so I can have power, then you're not doing it for yourself. You're doing it for a lower energy. That's what the person is doing it for. But also to what is the motive of wanting power? What gives power? In this mindset, what gives power? If you're going into a practice just because it's for you, it's not for the world, then why bother? Because when you agree and you make an oath in Orisha faith, when you make an oath, when a Babalawo goes to Ifa, and for Palo Mayombe, which is supposed to work for the good, and they go oath, and you break the oath and start doing things to hurt people, or even if somebody says, oh, I'll pay you $10,000 to hurt someone, you can do that power. Why are you doing that? Whatever God says, the revenge belongs to him. Revenge belongs to me. So why take it in your own hands? You understand? Power is not what about power. We're here to pray for the world. When we get on our hands and knees, the first thing I pray, everyone, please listen to this part. When we pray, we must pray for the world, because with each of us, we're all collective. You see how we have veins in our body? Capillaries are just like plants and like roots within the ground. And when you start breaking those roots, we're all going to fall anyway if we don't all come together. I'm not saying we have to be the same religion. harm ye none. So the idea of power is not manifested in the traditional practice of purity and of love. We're natural. Like, let me tell you, as humans, it's okay to get mad, right? It's
Right.
okay to be sad, but it's what you do with it. We
That
have to
energy.
ourselves, because once we season ourselves and we develop and we grow with maturity and age,
Hmm.
we can set the example for the younger generation. It takes growth. We all have to mold ourselves as well, and our
Hmm.
practice. For all of us, I'm not the same person I was years ago, but the genes are similar, very similar in loving people and putting people first and caring for
Right.
people.
That's
But
that
then you
Aquarian energy.
season,
Yes.
Ache, you become more seasoned. It's not about power. It's about love, because that power is a gift from God, but it's also a gift from lower energy as well, because we have both.
Yeah.
Mm.
Duality. I think that a lot of times perception when we're practicing and other people come in and because I know people look for like you being a high priestess and being a queen at what you do. This is so important.
Mm.
You have had a journey. You know what I'm saying? Like you didn't just wake up at 2 years old and say I'm queen. You know what I'm saying? Like you really no people don't really know your story, okay? But I'm gonna
Yeah.
say this like this. Like the reason why I can respect you, and because I told you some things offline, like I know you are true to the cause, you know, and why you are true to it. Like you cannot grow and gain a crown when you have not gone through the proper channels and the transformation. Like
That's right.
your journey has been authentically, and you've gone through the different transformation that was necessary to, because that's where you stand in your truth. That's where you stand in your power. That's how you defend yourself. That's how you demand
Yeah.
your respect, your honor for all those things that you went through. So
Oh,
what I'm asking you in a nutshell is why is it important not to skip the process?
oh my gosh, we have to crawl. My mother used to say this, may she rest in peace. We have to crawl before we walk. So now, if you turn around and you leap and you don't know what you're getting yourself involved in, you don't walk, you could fall into anything. We can't
Mhm.
just think for ourselves and say, oh, well, this religion looks really good, or this practice. Let me jump into it. Okay, now I'm gonna just copy this spell. Not everything works for us. Everybody has their own journey. And in
Mhm.
order to decipher that, it took me, when I started practicing strongly Santeria and going towards Ifa, it took me like
Mhm.
10 years to really start studying little by little, going through pitfalls, getting up, keep going and keep going. You cannot just, you know what, I'm going to take this bath. Let me make this, and let me put this, and let me do that. No, you have to take your time, and it's experience to
Mhm.
understand who your spirit guides are, who we are as one, because we're
Right.
made up of different atoms, and we have so many different generations of ancestors, some that we may not even know, from all over the world. So it takes patience. Good spirits deal with patience. Only good spirits give us the patience. We can't just jump into everything. We just slowly walk,
Hmm.
because time comes, sometimes we do fall. We have to slowly realize how we fall and what made us fall, learn from that fall, and we get back up, which is very, very important. It's experiences in life. It takes years of patience.
My lifestyle. I want to share. I want to also because I think not. I
Please.
don't think I know. I know you know this.
Mm-hmm.
Mixing traditions. When you are mixing certain, you guys are showing so much love on here. We appreciate you guys.
Amazing. Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you.
you guys. When I add, when I the reason I just told you that you are such a light for a lot of people, especially those that want to practice that particular tradition of Ifa. That
Thank
if if you're not practicing that tradition, doesn't mean that you have to do every ceremony the same way. That's not what
you.
I'm saying. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're coming in and you're trying to convince somebody that has been in Ifa as long as you that
Mm-hmm.
they are practicing Ifa, you're gonna know whether that person is doing Ifa. Like
Mm-hmm.
you can't. I see people they're doing hoodoo, they're mixing voodoo together, they're doing Kabbalah, and when somebody
Yes.
tells you that don't go together, they get mad. It's like, no, you can't. There's a reason why, because guess what? Like you were saying earlier, there's certain herbs that may not be good for you because of your spirits. There's certain stones or certain things that you could not eat because it's not good for your spirit. It'll make your
Right.
spirit weak. But if you don't
That's
know that because you're doing well, because Apostle Ely is using hyssop, I'm gonna use hyssop, or because Shadow Wolf is using a sage,
Mhm.
I'm gonna do like. There's a reason why you are being instructed to do certain things or certain that's good for you. It's no different. Like you can't mix medicine. All medicine
That's
don't do
right.
the same thing. So
100%.
what could you tell them why it's so important to not mix traditions, and how
Mhm.
easily somebody with your level of experience is going to recognize very quickly that they're not practicing Ifa,
Right. So this
even
is
though
how.
they're saying they're practicing Ifa.
Right. This is all done through ceremony. So Ifa, where Ifa is concerned, when people go to Ifa, which
Mm-hmm.
I received Orula, who I have behind me here in a vessel.
Right.
I received Orula. I received my 5 warriors when I went to my Padrino Babalao, and
Mm-hmm.
I became an had to be of Orula. But here in America, that's where that stops. So
Right.
it was Ifa. It was a Babalao, a couple
Mm-hmm.
of them, who pulled my guardian angel
Mm-hmm.
and taught me certain things when I received my warriors. And I came back and I learned. I didn't go to get crowns yet.
Mm-hmm.
So only a male can turn around in America and be crowned. Women, and not crowns, but receive a rule and become Babalao. In
Right.
Africa, they're called Ianifa in Africa, and women can go in that route and
Mm-hmm.
become an Ianifa, which is like the version of a female Babalao.
Blah blah.
So, in respect to Ifa and being a pet to be of Ifa, because I receive a ruler, but not the way a Babalawo would receive it.
Mm-hmm.
So, after I have my 5 warriors and I have my divination, they give you a life reading. So,
Mm-hmm.
everything is step. So, I'm sorry, let me go back. So, my first journey was in 21 divisions. Then it moves, I received my koyades, my lekis, my beads, and got in Santeria.
Right.
Then slowly later on, I got Scratch Rapallo. See, so steps. Everything has its
Steps.
steps. Now, these are things I was looking for. These are the journeys. Now, somebody else who's watching your journey can be, say, for Buddha. Doesn't
Right.
have,
Don't
it
have to
can
be right. Exactly.
be anything else. So this was my journey in stepping in for 21 divisions, then receiving my beads, my lekes, then going to Ifa to receive my warriors, then from there going and getting scratched in Palo. So it's different thing, but it's not like I was looking for it to be greedy or I need
Mm-hmm.
this. It was because certain instances in my life called for it. And before I even went into it, I made sure that it was divined correctly with a high priest that
Right.
of follow my Mayombe priest to say, okay, you have to get scratched. And I was running from that for a while. I was like, I don't think I want to be initiated. That's when you do a happy dance. Like, it's no
Right.
joke. But I asked 3 times and I had to do it, you
Right.
know. So, and now when that journey finished,
Mm-hmm.
then going to Cuba to get crowned a Chosi for the salvation. And this is a true story, guys, because I like to tell the truth. I can't lie about things. So I'm looking at my cousin is on there too, and my sister's on there. So
Hello.
so in this tradition of doing that, my son was very sick. So I have to say Mafedefun Chango every day. He was very sick when he was a baby. And his health was deteriorating. And this made me stronger due to someone doing a lot of witchcraft. And they said,
Right.
listen, if I said enough of miscarriages, this is the journey, and you could
Right.
see it. I've been through a lot. Enough. Not only is she going to receive me as a ruler, but she's also going to get crowned, but her son has to get crowned. And in our tradition of Ifa, Santeria, Orisha, we say the ears never pass
Mm-hmm.
the head. So in order for me to make sure that he was good and he was safe, he got crowns with me. So
Mm-hmm.
he go without me because the ears don't pass the head. I'm the
Right.
mother. So I went in with him. So it wasn't like,
Right.
oh, I'm power. I'm doing this because I just want to be an Orisha priest. And no, I did it not only to save my
Through a
son,
journey.
respect for Chosi. And I have to say, Mafadafun Chango, Yemayat changed his life and his DNA as he was crossing the sea for Igbo. And Ochun gave him a longer life with certain things he has to follow. So,
Mhm.
in other words, my point in telling everybody is we, during certain points of our life, wherever we're directed to go with over and over again with strength, and our spirit guides are calling for us, this is the reason why. So it took step by steps. We don't mix tradition. This is, people, and I'm sorry, there's some people I see on YouTube Wiccafying, mixing Wicca with Orisha practice. This is
Right.
a destination because the Orisha and their ancestors
It is.
already enough in the slave trade of being exploited. And then there's people pulling Orisha with Orisha cards on YouTube saying, oh, this is your guardian angel. No, your guardian angel being pulled in Orisha is through a Babalao, which is original, a
Mm.
ruler, Unarula, he's the original diviner to pull
Mhm.
from our Ori. Or your godparents' house, they pull the Katakos through an
Mhm.
open, and they say this is your guardian angel, but we cannot mix it. Orisha is Orisha. We don't do the Hail Mary and the Our Father with
Right.
Orisha. That is done in Misa. So when people understand that that we don't mix it, we have to keep the traditions alive. But Afro-Cuban culture, we do Misa before somebody gets crowned, which is a prayer mass to
Right.
recognize the slave trade and all that he went through. So I don't know if I'm talking too much, but
No,
it's
no,
a
no, no. Because I've been saying this for years. I'm not here to talk about me, but this is the reason I can ask you these questions because I've gone
yeah.
through my own transformations. And my point is that a lot of times people think it's just Apostle Ely talking. No, this is a universal thing. When you are, I did not have to seek anybody out. Each person, my spiritual brother, my spiritual dad, how I got set up. And we'll talk about that later when you
Oh,
interview me. But
okay.
I was told.
hmm
You know what I'm saying? It was always like, you're gonna learn this, you were born to do this, and certain things were given to me through spirit. I was never like, I'm gonna be this, or I'm gonna be that, or I'm gonna have this type of spirit. I was every step that I went through, I was confirmed. It was documented, and it was bloodline. You know what I'm saying? And I don't know how else to stress that to people. I'm not telling you that you can't learn any tradition. I'm
Right.
just telling you that learning a tradition and the religion versus the magic or the ashe or the chi, that's different. You know,
Yes.
when you prepare a candle
hmm
versus your godchild preparing a candle, those are two different levels. They're not the same.
That's right.
And I'm just saying, it's like,
Yeah.
that's the reason we have chain of command in every tradition. And when you
That's
have,
right.
as a priestess, if they follow your instruction, what the Spirit is giving them, they're gonna grow.
It's
Could
correct.
you share
100%.
that? Why that is so
Yes.
important that your
Yes.
godchildren follow those instructions?
Hmm. This is why the instruction is coming through the spirits, through my spirit guides, and through Orisha. It's coming through levels that, like, we're at this level, right? It's
Right,
coming through higher, sources. And when they give us an instruction, that's meant to work for us
right.
because it's going to. But if we wait and say, oh, well, I'll do it when I'm ready, or I'll do it this way, or I'll add this in the bath, or I'll do this extra, then it's not coming from the original source, which is from a Chosi, which is here, my
Mhm.
Ori, or it's
Right.
coming from spirit guides. And if it's not followed through, then they're gonna say, oh, well, this didn't happen. Well, did you follow the reading? Did you follow the instructions?
Did
They
you
go
follow
to?
the reading? Did you do what you were told in a timely manner? Did you follow instructions? No. And we're gonna know. We're gonna know if you didn't follow instructions.
Exactly, because our spirits are always talking, right? They're always like, and it's sometimes it's funny. You could be just like walking around the house and they start whispering to
Mm,
you about one of your god kids or someone, and they say, listen, they got to do this, that, or they pull your coat.
mm,
Because it's like you go to a doctor, right? They give
mm.
you a prescription, they say, take this tonight, go and pick up the order and take it. And then I say, oh, okay, thank you. I'll pick it up next week.
Right.
Doesn't
Right.
work.
Exactly. It don't work like that.
Yes, and our spirits, they really they want to help other people. That's why we get into what we're into as far as spiritualism and leaders, because they want to help.
Hmm.
But those that come to us, those who have faith and believe, you see things work through. Because faith is could be just like this candle here.
Hmm.
Faith. The minute
Right.
you just cancel and you say a prayer, that goes a very, very long way. They have to have faith in your spirit guides as well.
And I've said this before, and I've asked people. I said, if you don't trust me, you don't need to be here. You know
Amen.
that
Amen.
you whoever, just like your doctor,
Yes.
your mechanic, your
Yes.
beautician. If you don't trust the person that's over you, or that is a part of that particular tradition or organization, whatever it is, then that's a personal thing. Because when you go, if I come into your house, I have to respect how you set that house up. I can't come in and do what I do in my house. I've never had problems with, no matter whether it's a Tata, whether it was a Wugon, whether it was
Oh
a
yeah.
Voodooist, whether it's a, I don't, because I know how to conduct myself. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And I've watched people get tripped up because they think that they can come in your house and then
Whoa.
operate contrary to what has been set up. And
Yes.
people don't realize how bad that is on them, not you.
Mm-hmm. No,
Because
no.
they're disrespecting the spirit's house, because it's
Yeah.
not your house.
It's not my house.
It's
Nope.
his house or
Yeah.
her house.
Oh,
Right? Am
exactly.
I right? Am I
Yes.
right about that?
This is the house of
So
a chosen.
therefore, you're going to upset the spirit, and then
Ashe.
I'm going to have to do what I'm told.
Lose.
Talk to
It's
us. Please talk to us.
100%. Let me tell you, because you know what? When you start to build your foundation with your spirit guides, with your guardian angel, it's no longer your house. It really isn't. Like for example, I remember I had a Chosi upstairs here, right? Because I wanted him upstairs here. He didn't want to be upstairs. I found out. I did a divination with a high priest. I said, "What's
Mhm.
going on?" A Chosi wants to be at your front door. Chosi wants to be
Right.
there. That's what he wants to be. Whether or not I got space or not, this is his.
Exactly.
So that's where he wants to be. And I better find a way to have him there and to do what he says. Because that's now we become, like what you said, a vessel.
Mm.
We become a vessel for our guardian angels. We become a vessel for our spirit guides, because a lot of high spiritual people don't have Orisha, and that's fine. They're still very high spiritual.
Right.
And it becomes your spirit's house. That's who it belongs to. And we have to have all due respect with that. Follow the traditions and the guidelines. It's not what we want. Like, we don't turn around and choose, well, I want to do this or I want that. It has to be said to us. It has to be divined correctly. 100%. Oh, somebody.
Yeah. I also I think this is also good. Shadow, when you think about how you spend your money, right? Could you explain to them that you would love to spend your money on other stuff besides spiritual tools? Like, like I mean, this is real talk. Like, like your house looks like their house, because I got stuff right now. I got stuff all on my tables. You know, people don't realize that when I say it's not your life, you're spending money. It doesn't matter what comes in. You're buying things that they want you to work with, and people think you just out here doing what you want to do with money. Could you knock that out the park, please?
Yes. Let me tell you, when you're so venerated within your spirits, everything you buy is for them. Even if it's a stone that you have to wear to protect yourself. Like, honestly, as I'm saying this and they're all around me, I no longer say, oh, let me go to, I don't know what store, Macy's. Are they still open? I don't even know.
Yeah,
But
they're still open.
okay. So I go to Macy's and I like this. I'm happy with the stuff I already have. And if I need white clothes to make myself feel calm, that's for them.
Mm.
Everything is for them. When we have to clean ourselves with something simple like Florida water, when we have to use the stone for protection, everything really is for them. All this, when they think that, some people may think that we're out, they're shopping or they're going to fancy restaurants with our money. No, you become really, really humble when spiritually, when you start working and helping people, when you become a spiritual leader, when you become a godparent that really, really, truly loves people and that really, really invests in saving souls, you become disciplined and you say, you know what? This little thing for me. The only thing I really say I like to do is my hair, because this is a trademark for me. But
Right.
everything, this, little things like she told me she wanted this. I made this last night out of nowhere because I was told to.
Right.
Oh, first time. So little
Trust me,
things like,
you just see my house. I got stuff all over the place. Like
I can't
I
wait.
literally even in my church, I had put certain pictures a certain way, and one of the spirits of my ancestor, do not put that person above me. And I had to move the pictures because she got upset. She said, I'm above him. Put him down here.
And
Seriously,
listen,
that's like my house is designed. I got peacocks over here. The house that I'm in right now, I literally, when I moved in, 4 peacocks came to my house, walked around my house. And in an area that they don't, and my church is infested with peacocks. Oshun. That's why I was like, I love your energy, because I ain't gonna tell all my business. But my point is it's not something you're doing. You're not out here buying stuff because you personally want to buy. And the amount of liquor or other things, that's nobody else's business. Stuff that we have to be buying out here, it costs money. Yeah. When was the last time you walked into a botanical or had to order something that they said, well, because you shadow wolves and you're a high priestess and you're Ifa, it's free? It hasn't happened for you yet.
I've never gotten anything free.
What about your electric? What about your phone? Like when people want to get in communication with us, that has to be paid for. You want us to be available for you to do these working. So how's it going? Where the money gonna come from?
Ache, and then buying plants and so forth. Yes, Ache, that's the truth. And let me tell you,
your travel time, you getting back and forth.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
I don't. I was raised by Virgo, so I pay attention to. I just want them to realize how much, like the amount of money in order to take care and for you to be available for people when they're going through their situation. That's what they're investing in.
It is. It's interesting because everything that we see, and I know you can relate to this, is for our spirit, whether it be a glass to change, make a glass of water for the spirit, whether it be some rum, whether it be like, some incense here, like this, like everything that we have, we think about our spirit guides because they become one with us, So even I went to a misa when I was in the Bronx, a really good misa mass. And I remember this psychic, he told me, he said, his name is El Conquistador. And he said, the reason why you like this blue hair is because there is a spirit guide that was, she was actually in Palo Mayombe tradition, like a madre. And she would have that with shells and she would shake her hair. So you see, no matter what it is.
No matter what it is.
If that's what it is, no matter what it is. And the more lighter that you become within your soul and the more prayers that you start doing within your soul, they'll start talking to you. Like you said, peacocks all around you. That is not a coincidence. Your spirit, and that shows the pureness of your own energy by them coming around you. That tells you who's in your court. That's how they start talking to us, like that.
Right.
The signs. Like there's a reggae artist from the 40s or 50s, I think maybe the 60s, Tenasaw, and that song, I put it up on YouTube. It says, life is one big road with a lot of signs and more signs. When you see a symbol of something or you see numbers, that is for you guys. Those signs are for you. Those are your spirit guides,
right?
Whether it's a light plate, anything, It's a
Mm-hmm.
sign. It's a sign. We just got to pay attention. That's what opens our third eye for that. I love doing these lives with you. Thank you. You know,
No, I mean, huh?
it's my first live ever in my life.
I told you you're going to do good. Then I tell you you're going to do really good. I told you. I'm psychic.
Yes, you are. Yes.
One of the things that I would love for you to share as well is because this is about people understanding the behind the scene work that we do so they can have a better understanding of once they get off the phone with you, once they get off the live or the Zoom with you, the actual work that goes involved, because now you have to be guided of how to address their problem, right? And then once you get the information from spirit and they decide not to do it, how that messes up. Like I tell people, I can't keep going back to the spirit for your situation when you didn't do, because it's gonna make it harder. They're not gonna some spirits walk off, they won't work. So no matter what they won't work with the person. Right?
Right.
Then there's
Yeah.
others times there's like, well, they're gonna take longer to get that done because they already told you when to do that.
Thank
But you
you.
decided not to do that.
Thank you.
It's like people have, could you explain why does the client, the person that's getting the work done, have to follow procedure that they have a part to play in their manifestation?
They do. Because when the spirit gives that revelation,
Blessings to you as well. Go ahead.
bless
Sorry.
everybody here. I'm like,
Yeah,
look at
I told they were excited for you to be here. Yeah.
my that sister Soul Sunshine, all of you, all of you, man. God bless y'all and thank you, thank you. Humbly, I say thank you, and I love everybody here and everybody that's not able to watch the whole world. Thank you, everybody. Thank you. Let me tell you, when the spirits give us that revelation, there are some faiths and cultures, and I do believe in this, where they give our prayers to God. They put it and they wrap it up in gold and they give our prayers to God. They just like we fight to get whatever we need done and have that manifested. Our guardian angels are running around the place, going to heaven and talking
to and fro in the spirit world.
And now, then you don't do it. They say, okay, well, what is she going to do? What sacrifice is Shadow of Wolves or Apostle or anyone listening? What are you doing to make that sacrifice? And your guardian angel's fighting for you. And then you don't follow through with what was told with the prescription and the remedy so that you can get out of the situation. So then not only has it wasted time within the time frame, the world, because the spiritual world, the energy is completely different. In the spiritual world, time is completely different from what it is now.
Right.
You see? So they're going out their way, moving fast, giving messages for us. And if we don't follow it, then we have to learn from that and start all over again. And we can't disrespect the reader or the diviner. Thank you. We cannot disrespect the person who gave us the recommendation.
The answer, yeah.
Done.
Yeah.
It was. And that's what's important. Usually we say 21 days for in Orisha faith or in like, Palo, we say, okay, 21 days. You got 21 days. Sometimes to be on it. And I'm telling you, I've seen people who have done it and they have made it through.
Right.
I'm telling you, done it. There's so many people that are grateful out there too, especially when up north. Oh my gosh, even though New York was not easy and it's a lot of spiritual traffic and everything, but see the gratitude, your guardian angel would even bless that person even more when the person is grateful and saying, oh, you know what, thank you, or thank you, this worked, or this and that. Learn. Humans, we have to learn. We're all here to learn. All of us, we're all here to learn.
One of the things, but by you just being by nature an Aquarius yourself, and this is the age of Aquarius, and I love this energy. And I think that a lot of people undermine their energy and what they bring to and you very much, I watch your videos, very much a humanitarian. And the reason I was talking to this with Brother Mario earlier today is I always tell people, know who you are up under, because you have a mission, right? I have a different mission. So I'm going to guide you one way. this is why I tell people when you going from one person to the next person, that you messing yourself up. That's why you need to be guided to a teacher. You have to be guided to a person. You have to resonate with that person because there's a reason why they're teaching you certain things. And you're such a humanitarian. You're out in nature. Like you like, this lady is literally hands-on. She's not through a TV tube. She's out there in nature. I'm serious. It is beautiful because when you know who you are, you're not deviated because you around another practitioner. You're actually walking authentically and you're doing what God called you to do, and then you're able to help other people that understand your path. That, and then you know how to give back to spirit and your libations or your evil because you have an understanding of who you are and why you're doing what you're doing. I love your humanitarian.
But this is also a reflection of you, Apostle. You could see that because you are humanitarian too. You have a good heart. And I see that you keep on persevering and pushing through and teaching, no matter who listens and who does. You keep on with your mission too. So oftentimes we are a reflection of each other. That's how you're able to see that. That's your third eye, because as you're looking at me, you're looking at yourself as well. This is what we call also in psychology as projection. And this energy that is reciprocated that we're manifesting here, because this is always pushing and helping people. And I understand completely, like when I text you and if you can't get back, because I know you're busy, I know what it's like to save so many lives. So even if it's
that first I say, you're busy.
What it takes to save different lives. You can't just focus on one soul. You got to focus on different souls and different things that's going on and within yourself as well. I'm thinking we should all do like a spiritual retreat. Like we should plan something and do all the spiritual and retreat on like some sort of open land. That would be really nice, because we need also to, not only do we take care of so many people, we need to take care of ourselves. Like
that's some of the things that I was that actually they were telling me I need to do regardless. But one of the things that I wanted them to understand from my aspect, doing what I do, that here's another vessel, a powerful woman, knowledgeable, compassionate, and I watch how you sacrifice for other people in order for them to learn, to grow, and how not only do you have your own practice, that you try to help boost other people. And I hope that people see in how we're interacting with each other, that it is possible for we to be on the same highway and not run into each other. Like I can stay in my lane, you know what I'm saying? And it's like, you do not have to be of the same, well, I do E5, but that's besides the point. My point is, we should be able to come together.
Yes.
And respect what that person is practicing and strengthen them for their work's sake without other people interfering or making the journey harder than what it's supposed to be.
Exactly.
And they're showing you a lot of love. I love this. You deserve it. You really do.
Wow, look at everybody. That's so beautiful. You have a lot of love. Look, it's beautiful. Let me tell you, like my mom would always say, too many cooks spoil the pot. Right? But if we all
I love that.
Apostle, she used to always say that, may she rest in peace. And I thank you for this today, because this is bringing me close and realizing how certain spirit guides, and one of them being my mother, she's here today listening. She likes what we're doing, and she doesn't usually like a lot of people. So I thank you, in the energy that you're bringing to call her forward like that. I really thank you for that from the bottom of my heart. I mean that 100%. I don't want to get emotional about it, but I thank you. What she's telling
Go enjoy. This is what it's all about. This is about you.
But too many cooks, she say, it could spoil the pot. So what we got to do is, okay, Apostle, you have this seasoning of, say, cayenne, and I have this seasoning of clove, and we come together before we throw it in, and we make that mixture, make that food. We don't just all run and just start throwing our own seasonings in a pot. We respect each other's line, but with love and coming together to make it happen, to cook something and to build it. That's what's needed. And it's such a blessing too that you are in Florida. You know that you're in Florida too.
Yes.
You're, you know,
Synchronicity.
yes, you're like maybe 3 hours away, but that's beautiful because everything happens for a reason. My cousin is out here in Florida too, and she said,
Mhm.
rest in peace, Auntie B. She's talking about my mom.
Yeah. See,
Yeah,
that's what I'm saying. That's beautiful. And
yeah,
this is like I deal with people, and what I'm trying to get them to understand is not something I'm just talking about trying to get people to discount what they feel like they have, but there's
right.
protocols to this, there's advancement to this.
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm
And
listening to
no, I understand,
I'm
but
sorry.
I think that this is the stuff that we talking about here. This is real growth. This is real spirituality. That stuff that a lot of people see, that's for show. That's not really spirituality, and that's not really magic. Because at
Yes.
the end of the day, that's why people run into ditches. That's why people dishonor the tradition, because they're so busy trying to glamorize it instead of telling people the real work that comes behind being, because it's a lifestyle. It is not something, it's not a practice. It's not a spell or just burning a candle here or going to the river here. It's a lifestyle.
It's a lifestyle. And what's really, really important is that we all, as spiritual beings, it's called later on becoming like a genie. What does that
Mm-hmm.
mean? Is eventually not just calling on your spirit guides to bring you forth and to travel to different worlds and to become more spiritual. It's calling on your own higher self so that when you start developing your chakras, you don't have to go through spirit or through Orisha to do so. This is coming to me now. I'm an Aquarius, so you know I'm going to talk a little off.
Yeah, go ahead, go ahead, go ahead. Do your thing.
So weird with you, but in developing your chakras and doing manifestations and praying, just sitting there and just praying out on earth, then you don't have any physical attachments. This doesn't mean anything. This
Right.
this because this work spirit eventually within yourself, so you don't have to go through spirit to travel, because when we leave this earth we need to travel, and that a lot relies on ourselves and our inner soul. So it's important, everybody, that when we meditate and when we pray, you don't just only rely on that spirit, and that like a Chelsea will pull me through.
Right.
Yes, spirit guides will pull you through. But remember, a Chelsea has more than one child on this earth,
Right.
millions. Yemaya too, Ochun too. So you have to do for
Oba.
yourself.
Right.
What about you? That's the way to elevate. It's through your own soul and praying, and then also too doing your practices of your Om and your different meditations, so that you don't depend on the spirit to always bring you through in astral projection and going into the next worlds and the next life. Your spirit will start developing that way when you don't, because what caught my ears when you said, oh, it's not just about lighting a candle or
Mm.
or do, and for show, no, but it's your spiritual practice within yourself,
Mm-hmm.
and that develops because you have your own that's an inner God, lower God within. I don't know.
I
Yeah,
told you.
someone told me that. Someone told me to tell you that. I don't know who that was talking, but yeah. So
I um I'm gonna wrap this up because you got other stuff to do because we already talked earlier. I want to say this first of all. Thank you so much for doing this live. You have helped so very many people. Um, you already know that you are doing what you were called to do and what you are sanctioned to do. I just want to tell you how much of an impact that you are on a lot of people. They were very excited when I mentioned bringing you on, and I just want you to know that the clock system would say, your living definitely is not in vain. You are
oh,
definitely helping people understanding a different version of what God looks like. I should say
mhm.
goddess looks like, feminine energy. You are definitely feminine, primordial energy, mother
Thank
of earth. It is there. And I hope that women can see you in a place of power and understand you don't have to be rude. You don't have to be brash. I mean, you are walking in your authority. You're very clear. You're sweet. You're informative. It is just I want other women to see that other men that have great status can honor a woman such as yourself and
Thank you.
be respected. You know what I'm saying? It's like I respect your knowledge, I respect your voice, I respect what you bring to the table, and you are a vision of feminine energy. And I just hope that these
Oh my,
women that are watching you perform your authority and share your knowledge, understand that it can be done. And you never have to get out of character to be who you are. But you are fearfully and wonderfully made. You're a beautiful woman. You're beautiful
thank you.
inside and you're beautiful outside. And you are helping people and you're healing people. And you're a mighty warrior. You're like, you ain't nothing to be played up with. So it is not, I know she's all cute and with the blue hair, but yeah, you know what I'm saying? You know how to stand your ground.
Yes.
You are definitely a warrior, but then you know how to communicate and be that feminine energy. It's to be respected. So
Thank you.
I'm gonna stop my mouth. Um,
And-
in closing of this live, I would like for you to share to anybody that would like to be a part of Ifa, that the tradition,
Orisha.
and respect that tradition. Like, what would be some of the steps to what they should look for so they
Mhm,
know that they're dealing with somebody authentically about the
mhm,
practice, you
mhm.
know?
Okay. What's important, okay, is that all before I go into that, every single individual that's watching this, every woman, every man, every whoever you are, you all have a gift. Like I'm seeing a vision, and this is real, of
Right.
everybody in silhouettes, and I'm seeing like little things that look like presents
Right.
throughout the whole silhouette of every single person. Everybody has beauty within, everybody has a gift in different levels and elevations within their whole body.
Right.
All of you listening. When it comes to Ifa is a division. It's a division of Orula for Orisha. Orisha and Orula are together here. As an Apetabi of Ifa, as a child of Achosi, we must respect the Orisha and not just, there's no such thing. I'm sorry if anybody's listening, I have to tell the truth, as Ochun oils and all of this stuff. You have to be initiated. You have to have your beads to say, okay, I'm going to go to the river and I'm going to throw Ochun. You can do it from your heart, yes, but initiation and respecting Orisha has been it's a strict practice, but it's a beautiful. I have learned in the past when I have not listened and I'm like, oh, my Ita says this, then something happened. If I get sick, well, who can I blame, right?
Right.
Ifa, Ifa in dealing with Babalawo and the ruler, that is the sector of divinity. Me as an Orisha priestess, I have to respect the tradition. We all do. We cannot invent things. We cannot say, oh, well, you know what? I'm going to do this for Ochuna Legwa. You have to do the initiation. There's no such thing as building altars to the Orisha. That's nice that we want to practice, but even behind me, like somebody might debate me, we're not taking pictures. Oya is really living in this vessel. This is not just for beauty. Oya
Right.
is living
Exactly.
in this vessel.
Please
This,
explain that.
okay,
This is
this is,
real. This
thank
is
you,
real.
thank you. It's okay. I could say, okay, now there is, so for example, I have a ruler statue here. This is not a ruler. This is a nice decoration. We don't even really know what the Orishas really look like. Like for example, they tell us, oh, the angels of God. Well, in some books, angels have 6 wings. They're made of fire.
Right.
We don't know.
The eye diamond.
Right.
They're
So for me to say,
cosmic energy. They're cosmic
yeah,
energy.
it's a different energy. So this is what we understand in our human mind,
Mm-hmm.
because this is what we can relate to. This is what we understand for Oya in our human mind, because this is the outside, this is the house she lives in. But when we're dealing with Orisha, we have to understand that it's not just about statues and beauty. There is a secret within that vessel, a secret that I can't even explain to you. I've seen people with full-blown cancer get healed. So, honest to God truth, my son's godmother was sick. And Mafedun Asahano brought her back to life. I've seen this, and I'm making it up. So
Right.
Orisha,
You ain't got to convince me. I know how they roll.
yes, they're very powerful. So they are respected in tradition and they're called to us, but it doesn't mean we have to wickify them. We have to respect the laws of order when it comes to Orisha. So, for example, a godchild, they come to me, it's a Chosi hearing me tell them if it has to do with Orisha, hey, you need to do this, this, and that, and they get blessed with doing it because the Chosi knows that they have to go and do that, whatever it is that has to do with Orisha. But we have to respect the traditions. People are stepping in, they're doing things with Orisha that they didn't receive the Aleki, they didn't get confirmation from Ifa or from a priestess or a santero or a practitioner that has been crowned in this. So they just invent things and it caused problem. What breaks my heart, and I really have to say this, is there a bad, and I'm sorry I have to say that I've heard some wicked stories, some bad people financially taking advantage of thousands of dollars. And okay, to get crowned, that's a different story. Yes, that's a big thing. But taking wicked advantage of people and just, here, put this Aleki on. This will help you. The Aleki hasn't been fed, it hasn't been washed and prayed over, and they just throw it on the person. And then the person's life goes down, and then they get upset.
And they think they're protected because they got all this stuff on them, and there's no power there.
No,
there's nothing
you.
There. I've been trying to tell people. They think I don't know what I'm talking about. I know exactly what I'm talking about.
Thank you. Exactly. So the person will pull it off of the Botanica and throw it on the person, or they don't go through the whole ceremony. They disrespectfully make the person think because they don't know.
Right.
People try. Their lives are in our hands. And I don't care what you give me. If it's something wrong that's being done, I don't want no part of it. Because I've seen really bad things where, people will sit there and they will do like this and then, oh, you got your bead ceremony. No, it's a whole process. It's a whole washing. It's a whole feeding. I'm not giving up. It's a whole bunch of stuff that needs to be done with correct protocol, with OB, with washing, with everything. And people are just, put on these beads. And then the person will come to me and say, well, I'm glad I met you. I got in this religion. I got all these beads. Well, the first thing is we have to respect the 5 pillars that are received, right? We have to respect the Legwa. We have to respect Yemayao, Chun, Chango, Batala. So why are you receiving all of these different beads that are coming from different Oya? Oya didn't receive Oya bead until I got crowned because why? Oya comes in with the Chosi. I'm not asking for anything. I'm happy, humbly in what I have.
Right.
I don't need extra. Or God forbid, or something happens, then I need a Narisha to help me. But other than that, we don't need the extra for show. It's about being humble, because suppose your beads are broken and you don't have anything. Suppose there's a flood, God forbid, and you don't have your spiritual, your Orisha. You have to venerate within. Those are material things. There's secrets inside of the Orisha.
Right.
Secrets on your bovadas and stuff. But now, God forbid, suppose we have a flood and a fire. Where's your Madama? Where's your Francisco? Where's your pot? You don't have. This is why the importance is venerating within yourself.
Yes.
Yourself. Because these are material. Your spirit always walks with you. Your spirit was there the day you were born. And it will be there the day that you have to leave the earth. But you have to develop. You can't leave all the work for your spirit. You can't just say, oh, here you go. Okay, I love you. Have a good day. No. Right? You have to talk to your Orisha. Your breath is your Acha. You have to talk. You pray to God. But when we leave all these things behind, and all of our prepared dolls and our pots and all our secrets in our Orisha, and we have to go, or something happens where we have to flee the country because we don't know what's going on these days,
right,
or whatever happening, your spirit needs to walk with you. So you need to develop a relationship with that spirit. This is what's important. And within yourself, then you become the genie. You become the spirit. This is what's important. And I love you all, man. All of y'all got Ache. Everybody.
No, we love you. We love you. I want all those that are watching and I want you to make sure you guys are following her not only on this TikTok, but on YouTube. Show some love for Shadow of Wolves. all you fellow Aquarius. I know y'all ought to be proud because she representing, and we are proud because she representing us as our African traditions. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you guys that stayed to the end of this. They're telling me they loved it. They love it. Thank you so very much for this. And thank you for sharing your time, your ashe with us, your experience. And once again, we will definitely be working together. You'll be seeing me Saturday. All right. Ashe, you'll be seeing me Saturday. Make sure you text me the address so I know where I'm going. Well, I'm not driving.
Oh, that's right.
But yeah, but I will be there. Okay. But I'll be seeing you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you to your godchildren for sharing with us. Thank you. All right.
Oh, well, we'll do this again and again, and it'll be your time. We're gonna set up for us for the interview.
Yes, absolutely.
Guys, thank you.
Thank you, my sister. We're gonna end this. Thank you, guys. We will see you, and I will be posting this on YouTube. All right. God bless.
God bless y'all.